went there and they were, looking for food. They did not recognize that the ruler in Egypt in those times was their brother. And so when Joseph saw them, he recognized them. But the brothers did not recognize Joseph. And so they were, Joseph could have retaliated by doing bad to his brothers because of what they did to him. But he did not. He promised them that I will take care of you and your children. This is what happened here. So his brothers came, threw themselves down before him. We are your slaves, they said. But Joseph said to them, don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me. Look at this. This is what happened. Verse 20. This is a good verse. You intended to harm me. In another translation is you intended to do evil to me. But God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. So then don't be afraid. I will provide for you and your children. And he reassured them and spoke kindly to them. Did you see the heart of forgiveness there? Forgiveness can overcome the evil that has been done. And this we can see in the life of Joseph to his brothers. It's a choice to forgive. How many here have been hurt by people? You've been unjustly accused. No? You've been slandered. Yeah? Masakit po yun, no? Chinismis ka. I think in the Philippines they call it marites. No? Minarites ka. But you know what? Let me tell you, God knows everything. When we choose not to retaliate, God can turn things around. I have experienced this in my own life. That's why I always counsel people who've been hurting and, the temptation to fight back. I would just say, just pray for it. Just pray for it. And let me tell you, God answers prayer. God answers prayer. You just have to wait patiently. And God can turn it around. Amen. Okay. Second point. We can see this in the life of these brothers, Esau and Jacob. How many of you know this story in Genesis chapter 33? No, we can see these brothers, Jacob and Esau. Esau, you know what Jacob did to Esau? He deceived his brother. In the culture, in the Jewish culture, the firstborn is supposed to have the double blessing. No? The blessing of the father. You know what Jacob did? He pretended to be his brother because the eyesight of their father is already it's poor and dim, and so when he was asking for blessing, he pretended to be Esau, and he got the blessing. And because of that, Esau was so angry with his brother, and he wants to kill him. And so what did Jacob do? He ran away. After many years, he came back to meet his brother. And here we can see in Genesis 33 verses 1 to 10, when Jacob returned to their place, Jacob looked up and there was Esau coming with his 400 men. Now use your imagination. Years ago, He did harm to his brother. He deceived his brother. Now he's returning home. And now Esau with 400 men coming with him. What do you think? Huh? If you are Jacob, you are thinking, oh my brother is about to kill me with 400 men. But let's continue. And so he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and the 2 female servants. These are his wives. No? He put the female servants and their children in front, Leah and her children next, Rachel and Joseph in the rear. He himself went on ahead and bowed down to the ground 7 times as he approached his brother. You see that? 7 times he bowed down to his brother. He's now humbling himself. He's really asking for forgiveness. No? But Esau ran to meet Jacob and embrace him. Instead of, Esau, instead of killing Jacob, what did he do? He embraced his brother and kissed him. And then he threw his arms around his neck and kissed him, and they wept. Then Esau looked up and saw the women and children. Who are this with you? He asked. Jacob answered, they are the children God has graciously given your servants. Can I have the next slide, please? Then the female servants and their children approached and bowed down. Next, Leah and her children came and bowed down last. Last of all came Joseph and Rachel. They too bowed down. And Esau asked, what's the meaning of all these flocks and herds? I meant, to find favor in your eyes, my Lord, he said. But Esau said, I already have plenty, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself. No, please, said Jacob. If I have found favor in your eyes, accept this gift from me. Look at this, what he said. For to see your face is like seeing the, what is that? Face of God. Now that you have received me favorably. You know what Jacob said to Esau? I see the face of God in you. What is that? Because the forgiveness. Instead of, Esau hurting Jacob, because the forgiveness that is in the heart of Esau, Jacob said, seeing your brother is seeing the face of God. Amen. Let me tell you, when we forgive, your face is the face of God. Amen. Turn to the person beside you and say, let's forgive. Let's forgive those who hurt us. Let's forgive those who have done wrong to us. Even those who wrong you by, they borrowed money from you and they did not pay back. Isn't it a big problem? This is a big problem. When somebody borrowed money and then they did not pay back, and they're avoiding you. Even when you meet in the party, sila pang galit sa'yo kung minsan, they avoid you. But let me tell you, when we forgive them, people who have hurt us, wronged us, the face of God, amen, the face of forgiveness is there. Amen. So we can see this in the life of Jacob, Esau and Jacob. Forgiveness. It's forgiving each other that restore relationships. How many of you have relationship problems with your siblings? I had counseled quite a number of families when their parents died and they have inheritance. No? How many of you know stories like this? No? Inheritance and the division of inheritance is trying to grab. This is what I like. There's one family I know. They have to even cast lots with the properties, and every time they don't like the property that fall on them, they said, "Let's do it again," and so they don't finish. But one sister, who attends our church, she was saying to me, "Pastor, what will I do? They give me the worst bid." I said, "Sister, you are a Christian. It's God who will bless you more. Maybe they took advantage of you, but then God can turn it around." How many of you know that God can turn around things for good? And she still attends our church, and God is blessing her. She just texted me that they have sold, because they're quite a well-known family, big property, and said, "Pastor, please pray that we will be able to sell this property in Tarlac." And I think they did. So God did turn it around for her. The property that they were giving her is somewhere out there. But then now the property is being sold. Could you imagine that? You see, God knows. God knows. All right, so we can see forgiveness in the life of Esau and Jacob. Now, last point that I have is